All we're going to work on normal like this. I'm going to take a pad like this, a long pad, put it on and work hard skills. Hard skills are your tools, your toolbox. So your physical toolbox should be minimal, less is more. So your primary weapons are designed to create a concussive effect, knock him out, or disrupt his vision. So there's a palm, a slap, a hammer fist, an elbow, a knee, also an eye blitz. These are our primary tools. There's other things you can do, and sometimes we do, but that's what we use. Then you've got secondary tools. Secondary tools are when you're confined in some way, maybe injured, or at too close a range to use your tools. Does that make sense? Now secondary options would include striking, but from a restriction now, biting, gouging and ripping and tearing, because that creates pain and distance so you can get back to striking, use of the environment, smashing him into things, and ballistic manipulation, ballistically rotating his body and putting it past his normal range of motion quickly. These are secondary weapons. What we're going to work now is a hard skill drill that will incorporate the structure of hitting with a palm and attaching, then hitting with an elbow, grabbing a knee in. From this convulsive knee, depending where I am in the environment, his body and head will projectile forward. I can projectile it further into a hard surface, such as the floor or the wall. So this drill is going to show you how to incorporate hard skills with the secondary option of environmental damage. Make sense? Right, here's the skill set. He's going to hold the pad up, which replicates as we know what. Depending on the range, I could be here or I could be much more confined to him. Starting here, arm's distance, first shot I'm going to throw is just a palm shot to the head. And I'm going to attach with the assumption that he's still on his feet. We're just going to bury one elbow into him. From here he'll feed me a lower lying target and I'll take this structure here. Once I've got this, I'll put in one, two, and here I'll drive him into the floor. This is where I use the environment. I'll get off the X. That's how it will work if he's here by the wall and I'm facing him. My environmental involvement now will be this floor. Then we're going to turn the drill round to the wall where I'm at the wall, which now allows him to dictate the distance. In this case, we were here because I could choose that because I had space, but now I'm here and he chooses we're closer, which forces me to put my hands higher. If I want to employ the exact same skill set as I just did when I had range, which was palm, elbow, knee, snatch, if I want to employ the same thing at a closer range, I would have to modify it. So I'd modify the palm. Instead of this, it would come up like a chin jab. So this is a restricted strike, if you like. From there, the elbow would be going in the same way, although on a shorter plane, and then my knee would bring his base forward, which now the use of the environment allows me is the wall. Once I'm out and behind him, I can follow up as appropriate. For now, what you're going to do is get off the X. So the first part of the drill shows environmental use of the floor. The second part of the drill shows environmental use of the wall. Commonality, they both employ the palm, the hammer, palm, the elbow rather, and the knee. Yes? There may be a need for restriction due to the distance between you both. Right, so just place it on this hand for me. So we're going to work it. I go, then he turns around and I get the other side. Do that a few times, and then switch the pad, and you do it the same way. From there, I want you to go to partner crossover, which means I want you to recognise what we're doing. So the skill set here, if I'm outside the wall, would be from here, palm, elbow, and attach. Using my knee, now I use the environment. Closer. Now he dictates the range, still feeds me a target. The palm line I throw will be a tighter upward trajectory, followed by the elbow, here, the knee, and then putting him into the wall. So when I fire him into the wall, I'll do it quickly. So it's the person holding the pad, operating this drill with you, it's responsibility to break his own fall or use the pad to stop him colliding with his head. You need to be careful, all right? Make sure you're both on the same page. If he's a bit slow for that, then I'll just guide him with control. But ideally, I want to train it as I do it, and that would be, fucking have that. Do you understand? Right, so get with your partner. Right. So what we just looked at He's using this skill set, hit him with a palm and attach him, grab him closing distance to elbow and knee him. Hit him on a high line and a low line. Brings his head forward, allows me now to use the environment in this way. These are the same skill set I'm against the wall here. So now my hand position, if you like, or unobtrusive position, is now no longer this, where I'm communicating because we're at conversation range. It's closer, in which case this structure is useless to me and just headbutt me over the top of it. So I need now to drop my chin and get my hands up, which now conveys a different message. So if you're standing here talking shit to me and interviewing me and thinking you're preparing yourself to do whatever it is you're going to do, then the way I should be sensitive to you in this range should just communicate with my hands, but not make it obvious I'm controlling this space. If you said to me, what you got your hands up for, I'd probably say something logical like, well, I don't fucking know you, mate, and you're making me nervous, so stay where the fuck you are. So now I am taking it assertive. But I'm also not being non-confrontational by saying that, because I'm letting him know that I recognise him as a potential problem, which some people see as an ego boost. Right, so I can talk. This is talking hands, is what I'm saying. This, if that's here, that's immediately no longer that, because he's keeping me here. So if I wanted to leave, I'd try and leave, and he'd step. So there's no conversation required. He's arrested my movement. In which case, my hands now immediately come up to a stop kind of position, more compressed in your fucking face fence, if you like, right? Because I'm going to use the same skill set, which in this case was a palm, I'm just going to modify it. So instead of this range giving me this, now I'm here, I'm going to modify it to just a classic chin jab. This would probably be all you ever fucking need. But just because for the drill purpose of training on a balance volume dial for 10, we'd look at what we could do from here. From here, boom, just throw the elbow. Now a real high level would be somewhere into the front of the windpipe, I'm not suggesting that. But I could just jar this with a shot and pull it somewhat and then hit him with an elbow that clips his chin. Both will shake his brain. So I could take it to a real high level, depending on rules of engagement, and a lesser level, with the same skill. So from here, I'm just going to chin jab, then I'm going to elbow. I'm aiming at the chin. I'm grabbing the back of him, putting a sharp knee, which brings him forward. Again, my position for my knee is restricted. I haven't got all the room in the world, but I'll still put it in and get the stimulus of his body coming forward. He may come right forward, or not just drop forward, but his energy is this way. Which means as I pull him and use that, I can get out, making it evasive, and use my environment now, maximising my effect. So how that looks on the pad, he'll dictate the range. It's about here. First thing I'm going to do is boom, this, then this. And I'm going to kick this to the neck, tight shot, number 2. I'm going to throw him into the wall now. So he knows he's going there, so he's going to get his structure up to prevent a collision. Here, to this position. Now I could hit on any real-line target that I wanted, or he could turn and configure me a pad to do that. But for now, I only want to show you up to the wall. So you're going to go from here, it's more in line, so you're going to hit the palm, elbow, attach, knee, into the wall, and off the X. See the similarity? Yeah. Alright, space is different, so it's confined and restricting you. Which means you need to move to restricted striking. You can still use all the same principles, high, low, repeated from attachment, and the environmental use now is the wall. Any questions? No. Right, let me see. This is conversation range. This is where we're operating from. From here, I'm going to hit back in this attachment and then follow up. In this case, my elbow and my knee, and then use the environment, finishing up to the deal. This range allows you freedom. So drill it, get it first. The next range takes that away from you. And you see how we're going to work from that restriction. Ready? The whole point, right, if you think about this situation, you don't need a pad. This is him aggressively pushing me into something. Maybe his structure's here, the plug. Yeah, this plug is here, and he's pushing me into that. It's uncomfortable behind me. I can't move dynamically well from here without bashing into the environment. And if I wait to sidestep and move, he imposes and steps in front of me. So he is dominating at this point, on a psychological level, and forcing me to be here. The second that this drill's finished, and I've hit him high and low, and bounced his fucking face off the wall, I am no longer, just get to it, I am no longer by the wall, he's by the wall. And I'm in the most tactical dominant position of all. This is good. So think about where you're starting, hey, and where you're ending. be. Which means when you're doing all this, boom and boom, don't stay there. The whole point of bashing them up is so you can get out. Get out dynamically, yes? So, here, pads up, keeping it angled so you can get the platform. Just come up. And from here, very easy, still attach. In 1, 2, they're restricted, tight, use your hips. Blasting into the wall, look at my tactical position. Go back of the head, back of the spine, Achilles, all of it. So think of where you're going. This drill is about role reversal. You've just gone from prey to predator. Think of it that way, and put yourself where you need to be, yes? Right. 1. From there now, come back, reset. Again. Go! So remember, the first shot you do is the most significant. Back, 1 more. 3. Right, from there, throw an elbow. And back to the start position. Go palm, throw, rising palm, grab it, elbow. Go! Right, freeze that elbow. From there, take a position for the knee. Going to put in a low knee. Let's just work 1 first. Solid shot to my count. Go! And again, knee again. Go! 1 more, knee, and now turning using the environment. Get yourself out, put him in it. Go! Get off the X. Recognise where you could follow up.